you really never lose in a risk because it will allow you to learn from it, right? What I mean by this is because I failed at this style of business for 10 months, I knew I didn't want to go into a hole for 2 years. Again, I didn't want to be depressed, little sad for 2 years. And I was like, I can't do that to myself. And so I looked at it, I'm like, well, what lesson does this have to teach me? And what I got from that was like, well, I have very big holes in what I actually know on how to run an online business. And I started applying myself to those specific things to then start growing the New Era Barber. Because I wanted to go back to that because I felt like I could bring the most amount of value. And there were still barbers who were eagerly hitting me up, but I would turn away because I'm like really not trying to take on that many barbers at that time. So then when I switched my focus, I clearly knew because I had the 10 months of just getting my face back of trying to learn marketing to get new clients, trying to like in an online style of business, not just from barber style of business, but online style of business. And then trying to learn sales, which is a completely different beast in itself, right? I thought I knew sales because I was like, oh, I know sales. Like I did barbering. I basically sold my haircuts for $150. I know how to sell, right? That's what I thought. But the thing with this is we're always collecting data points. You never truly lose in the risk. If you allow yourself to find that data point of where the point of learning and iteration needs to come from to then pivot and then get growth. So then from that, instead of the baseball thing where it's a sad little fuck, I got to learn, okay, cool. What am I bad at right now? What do I need to work on? And then just hone on those 2 areas, those 3 areas, that one area, and just work on that relentlessly. And that allowed me to build the New Era of barbering because of that failure of 10 months of not knowing what the fuck to do, how to get new clients in my online business. That allowed me to understand the mental frameworks to build this company now. That allowed me the mental frameworks that allowed me to go ahead and build a 7-person team now, and now expanding that as well too. But that could have gone really, really south because again, a lot of people, what they will do, and what I would typically do before was I would look at a risk and I would fail and I'm like, I'm a failure forever, which is not true. You're a failure forever if you never take that data point and input that back into what can I learn and what can I improve on this. And that allowed me to realize, hey, I need to take more risks. I need to take more investments. Because through doing an online, trying to learn an online marketing agency, I invested in like 3 or 4 different programs. And that was a risk. So I actually spent my last dollar on one of those programs. I think I had, at the very end of it, I had probably $12. I don't remember exactly the number. It was like under $100 in my bank account after I spent that money. And that was me going all the way in with the risk. And that allowed me to think, okay, cool. Understand what I'm up against, learn, and then understand too what I needed to work on, right? That gave me clarity, gave me a point of direction. I could have been a pissy little fuck. Oh man, this course took all my money. But instead I looked at it like, wow, I just learned so much of what I don't know and what I need to work on from here. And now I need these things as well too, right? So I think when a lot of people get into, when they get into, whether it be online education, and this could be for anybody, right? Anybody that is a person trying to invest in a program. Like a lot of people look at it as like, oh man, but what if this isn't? It's going to teach you something. And you should always be looking for that one thing. As long as it teaches you one thing, it makes your money back. And it taught me, that one course taught me so much, that one program taught me so much of what I didn't know and what I needed to work on. It gave me so much better awareness that it put me on a path where I'm at today. And if I never made that risk, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be where I'm at, but I definitely would not be in a position as quickly as I would have been because again, Joe, I had to burn the boats moment. I had a moment where I'm like, I'm all in on this thing. I gave myself no way back out because again, to people who are serious like that, like myself, you're gonna make it work somehow. Even if it's like that last dollar, you're gonna make it work somehow. So again, too, it's never truly a risk if you don't allow yourself to learn from it and improve, especially on your risk-taking skills. Would I take a risk like that on again? Absolutely. If the program makes sense, if that investment makes sense, because I know I can make things work and I can bounce back from that at all fucking times. So just to recap the 3 lessons, the 3 learning lessons that risk has taught me. Number 1, regardless, this all ends. We all risk something at the end of the day. And whether you choose to risk something or not, you're risking something. You're risking either your life's potential or you're just risking your ego. Lesson number 2, the effort that I believe that is required, the effort that you believe that is required is not enough for the task at hand. It is not enough for the task at hand. And that's a great reframing moment for myself at all times. If something is not working, I just have to reframe. It's not that the fact that this isn't working, I'm not working at the level it's required to get the success. It's a great reframe for me to go ahead and get myself back locked in and step it up a notch. Lesson number 3, you never truly lose in a risk if you allow yourself to learn from it. And that's why people are so mentally stuck a lot of times from taking a risk, that they just stay still. Or they think they take a risk, but it's really not a risk because they want to stay comfortable, right? It's really not a risk if you can't learn something from it and you could potentially fall flat on your face. Those are risks. And you want to take calculated risks, right? So with that, hopefully that brought a lot of value. If it did, make sure you go ahead and copy and send this video or send this podcast to a barber or somebody that you feel like this would add a ton of value for. Again, as always, if you felt this video was also valuable to you, make sure you go ahead and take a screenshot, post it on your IG story. Make sure you tag me. I'll be looking through your profile, maybe give you a little insight, or maybe just have a simple conversation, see how business is going for you, okay? With that, everybody, again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and then I'll see you guys next time on another episode.